Hello, hello, and I hope I find everyone very, very, very well today. Before we get started, guys, let's go ahead and get the usual out of the way. Remember, guys, that this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't, and please never, never, ever, ever force anything regarding your unique situation. And also as a reminder, everyone, that regardless of what is said or relayed or stated today, remember to always trust your own intuition and gut feeling, for it'll only lead your soul and your spirit to supreme happiness. God will always be with you within every single situation, trial, and tribulation. But ultimately, it is your decision to allow His involvement. If you'd like to book a private reading, go ahead and visit www.intuitiveperceptions.com and visit the services tab. And also when you're there, please utilize the little chat function that I have there, so I can go ahead and communicate back and forth with you, and we can go ahead and advise or provide the best service regarding your unique situations. Okay, let's go ahead and bless the decks and we'll get started. But Father God, I open all channels of light, north, south, east, and west. Guardian angels of the four directions, high councils who serve the law of one. Holy pure ones, please anchor this space now in your divine consecration to provide Virgo with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks today. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant and or intended to be this month. Alrighty, Virgo, so in terms of traditional tarot, we have the Knight of Wands reversed, the King of Cups reversed, King of Pentacles reversed, and the Eight of Cups reversed, with the Magician in the center here. You could be dealing possibly with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or have that in your chart. You could be dealing with possibly a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or have that in your chart. Or you can also possibly be dealing with another earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or have that in your chart as well. Okay, there may be a circumstance that you find yourself in. I feel like you kind of stumbled into this circumstance, or possibly maybe you were thrown into this circumstance. I mean, either way, the circumstance has presented itself. And I'm really feeling, Virgo, and what I'm picking up on is to be very careful and mindful, Virgo, how you approach this issue. Don't, and I don't even like to use the word don't, but let's try not to involve ourselves too much in it, or let's not try to look at the situation in terms of like we have to solve it, or we have to find a way or a solution to it. I'm really just picking up here to not look at the situation as your responsibility. Now, if it is your responsibility, that's a different, it's a whole different reading here. But I'll try my best to relate it to that as well. But what I'm really picking up here is just be mindful of how we approach the issue. Be mindful of how we set forth our intentions within the issue. I'm also picking up too that this situation, that if in the event that we do not or we are not mindful of how we approach it and how we delegate ourselves and just the situation in general, that I feel, Virgo, that you may get kind of caught up in the moment or caught up within the gist of the situation, and you may find yourself possibly on the precipice of compromising yourself. And I'm really feeling like your emotions and also your viewpoint in terms of stability may become a little bit shaken up, or it may kind of I hate to use the word turn you out because that sounds so like derogatory, but I feel like that's kind of what it is. When I say turn you out, what I mean to say is it may just kind of shake you up in terms of make you kind of question yourself, question your emotions, question the the truth within your emotions. I'm really feeling like the situation, circumstance, person, place, whatever it is for you today, I feel as though that it's going to make you kind of look at the situation and say, wait, am I tripping? Like, am I doing something wrong? Am I looking at this a different way or in an unorthodox perspective? That's kind of what I'm hearing. Like, questioning yourself in terms of your questioning more specifically, I feel like questioning your ambition almost. Like, can you really handle this? Can you really delegate this? That's where I'm saying, where I'm kind of feeling like you may have been thrown into this, or maybe have walked into this, or just involved yourself into this, whatever it may be for you today. And I'm also picking up that because Virgo, your pride, ego, all of those 3D words and senses and aspects of our human vessel, they may become hurt, or they may become I'm really picking up, Virgo, that you may feel shameful and almost resentful within the situation, and your pride will be hurt. I feel. Let me say that more clearly. Your pride will possibly be hurt, and I feel like your pride may be hurt, right? And then all of a sudden, it's gonna move more on to your emotions. I feel like it's gonna be the emotions first, and then the stability, or the what you can offer to the situation in terms of maybe possibly a solution, or just coming up with some kind of viable solution. That's going to be second. So I'm seeing this as being the pride will be hurt, and then the emotion will then be kind of hurt, and then the methods as to which are viable to the solution will be hurt as well. I'm also picking up too that maybe someone may think, or the situation may kind of transpire into an element of rejecting your point of view, and rejecting the way that you see fit in terms of what you can offer to the situation. Kind of being like, no, or we're not interested in that, or something like that, to that effect. Sorry if you hear any background noise. It's raining over here in California when I'm recording this. But anywho, so in me saying that, in terms of emotions and what you can offer, I feel as though, Virgo, that you are then going to maybe look at the situation in terms of saying, oh, well, I have to now vindicate myself, and look at it in that sense. And then you may not want to possibly walk away from the situation because you feel like there is unfinished business, or you feel as though that your point must get across. And I'm also picking up here too that you kind of want other people to maybe within this situation feel how you felt, and the most important thing I want you to take away from this reading here, Virgo, this month is this Magician card here. The Magician tends to manifest things, that's what he's, traditionally known for in tarot. But I feel as though that the Magician here, in terms of the spread and in terms of the placements and everything, I feel as though that, okay, let me just say it like this. I feel like you kind of brought this upon yourself. Now, let me clarify. Not in terms of the whole entire situation, but I feel as though that your involvement in it and maybe the depth of your involvement, in terms of how far you go within it or how far you go along with it, I feel like that aspect of it is going to be what comes of the emotions being hurt, and then your resources that are being contributed to it will kind of be hurt a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that other people throwing shade your way is your direct cause, but I feel as though that they're regarding other people, if it concerns you or concerns your situation, I feel as though that you were an active participant in it. And I feel as though, but there's this other aspect of it where I'm feeling like, and where I'm picking up on, like I said, you were kind of, you walked into this, or you were thrown into this, or you were included into it. But just because we're included into it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to continue on with it, or that we have to give it consciousness, or that we have to give it as much attention to lead us to this point. But I really do feel like there's a real sense of not walking away. And I feel like it's going to turn into, if that's the case, I feel like it's going to turn into kind of like, I don't want to call it a screaming match, but it's going to turn into kind of who can get who back, to like a berating competition, if that kind of makes sense. That's what I'm really picking up this month for you. Now, regarding how this plays out for everyone, it depends upon everyone's situation and unique circumstances. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull a Jesus card and see what he has to say about this situation. All right, Virgo, let's see. Let's check them out here. So we have, just going to read them like this for you. What things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. Mark 11:24. And this one here is, take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Matthew 6:34. So, this is what I was kind of speaking of, Virgo. When I look at this first card here regarding the believing that you shall receive it, it just depends, Virgo. Like what do we expect out of situations? What do we expect out of, what do we feel, let's say that. What do we feel like we deserve? You know, Virgo, if we feel like we always have to fight and we deserve a challenge, you know, that's probably what we'll get, you know? And we'll find ourselves being involved in circumstances, or involving ourselves in circumstances where that is what will be manifested. But sometimes, Virgo, like certain situations, even though it's in our nature, I'm a fellow Virgo sun, so I understand, it's in our nature to want to help, and it's in our nature to leave things better than we found them, you know? But sometimes, Virgo, we need to take a step back and really look at the situation for really what it is, and see if it is something that we want to manifest. If things go awry, are we more than willing to fix that situation even further, or take it to that next level in terms of somehow owning a sense of a responsibility to it? That's where I was getting at here. But we shouldn't really worry sometimes, Virgo. And I know that that's a very weird thing for me to tell you to not worry. But certain things are going to play out the way that they do. And then we don't need to involve ourselves sometimes, because they're going to transpire the way that they do with or without our involvement. And it just takes that extra use of discernment that Virgos carry, so prevalently within their life and within their dispositions and within their relations, you know. So I really just feel, Virgo, that this month, try not to get so involved in certain situations that maybe aren't so big and important, especially if you can kind of see from, you know, upon first hand or upon initial observation that it's a little bit petty. Just kind of like, ooh, and just kind of, and just be like, oh, I didn't see that, and turn around and just walk away. Sometimes, you know, that's the best thing that we can really do, because then those two people or those people within that circumstance, whatever it is, maybe that was something that they had to go through in terms of a karmic lesson or in terms of their soul's evolution, and we don't want to, nor do we have the right to interrupt that or to intercede into that, you know. Then we kind of take on other people's drama, and you already know how the rest falls out or plans out or pans out, Virgo. But yeah, that's what I'm picking up for you for April. If you'd like to look into your situation a little bit deeper, go ahead and feel free to book a reading at intuitiveperceptions.com. But do check out Mark 11 and Matthew 6. There'll definitely be something in there pertaining to your situation. All right, Virgo, we'll see you next month.